On the Genesis, what's the biggest job you've ever charged anyone?
700,000.
Wow. Okay.
That's for a competition car, and then
What is the biggest bid you've ever won for CCTV for JC?
okay, that's gonna be a million something.
That's nuts. Done already, or it's complete already?
It's done already.
Okay, okay.
That was where I got lucky.
Hey everyone, this is Gilsar with Do My Life. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below. I am going to have a quick interview with one of my college friends. His name is Jim Carl. He owns a couple of businesses in the Philippines, in Dumaguete specifically. But I'm just going to pick his brains, shoot it with him. And then this is more of an impromptu thing because I just got out of bed, took a shower, and I was like, Jim, let's do an interview. He was like, I'm good, let's go. So I'm going to transfer over to Google Hangouts, and we'll take it from there. So this is me, Gilsar Vergara. I'm talking to my friend Jim Carl, my college friend. He owns two businesses in the Philippines, or probably more, but we're gonna focus on two: JC Surveillance and IT Solutions, and Genesis Audio. What is it? Genesis Audio Solutions?
Yeah, I'm Jim. Me and Gil go way back. Like, I don't know, 10 years?
Yeah, at least 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. This business, as a step forward, in the Philippines it's custom, like everybody stays in their own house,
Yeah.
with parents and all that. I think Gil knows that.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, so me and my partner, we started doing a business so, we can move out, do our own lives and all that shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of 40-year-old virgins in the Philippines.
Oh, yeah.
but okay, let's go over each business so we can fully go into each the CCTV business and the IT one, and then we'll go into the Genesis one. So when did you start JC, so the CCTV JC surveillance?
Perfect.
All right. JC Surveillance started about, I think it was 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
All right, with JC alone.
Oh, JC alone.
Okay. Yeah, JC alone. But we started out with partners,
Mm-hmm.
and then that was for a year or so.
Okay.
It was good. And then me and my partner, we started thinking that we need to go independent.
Okay.
So yeah, we moved out of the partnership and we got into our own thing. It's around 2 years plus right now.
Oh wow. Okay. Aside from moving out of the house and being independent, why why choose CCTV as the business to do?
I think that was a time when the establishments were required to get CCTV.
Oh, is that to help with the maybe cut down crimes and surveillance throughout the town too?
Yeah.
So they can watch everything just like England. But England has like cameras everywhere. So
yeah.
Just explain the products and services for the surveillance and IT part.
So with surveillance and IT, we do CCTVs, like almost any kind of CCTV. Multiple location. We do stuff like from one location that's like 5 kilometers away, going to like another location 5 kilometers away.
Same business?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's in the camera.
And you integrate that with everything.
Yeah. We have a client in Bayawan. He has a shop. Oh no, he has a store. He's actually a hardware. He has a store in Santa Catalina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like around 15 kilometers away, and he wanted live feed from his store going to his main one, going to Bayawan. So we did that for him.
So 15 kilometers. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to talk too much about. I want to do an interview with Hassan. I'm sure that's one of you work with, right? Pretty much, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm gonna hopefully interview him one day soon. But
Yeah.
but where do you want the business to go? Like, what is the end goal? Is it to move into another island, or
Well, as of the moment, we're focusing on Negros Oriental. Although we have had a few clients in nearby Cebu,
Wow.
I think it was in Malboal and Oslo.
Oh, that's like right. It's right off the barge, right? It's once you go off the barge, it's right there.
It's around 30 minutes and an hour away.
Oh, that's not that bad.
And
Okay.
then we have 2 clients in Bohol. Yeah, we have I think 3 in Dipolo.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So you're growing, and within 2 years, that's probably really good. Right?
Yeah,
Especially
it's a fast-paced business.
So that's another question for you. What drives you to continue at this business and not give up and then keep pushing?
Well, it's a family, man. You got to make for your family. That's number one.
Of course, I know
Plus,
what you mean.
it's a passion. I'm doing this because I like doing my thing.
Right.
I'm not doing this because I think it's work.
What advice do you have for people who want to start something or similar to this? Is it very capital intensive? Is it very hard to get into? Like what if somebody wants to say, hey, I want to start my business in like Panglao or somewhere in the Philippines. Jim, what do I need to do? What do I need to avoid making mistakes? Because I'm sure you made your fair share of mistakes in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about that later. But what advice can you what quick advice can you give an entrepreneur that wants to maybe start this business?
All right. So number one, you need to hone your skills. Yeah. Well, with the DIY market developing right now, right? Like everybody's like, you can buy a kit, then put it on yourself. It's not the same thing as getting it professionally done. You need to define that gap where it's DIY and then where it's professional.
Right. Yeah.
So there are guidelines on how to put it, how to install, how to route the wirings, everything. Safety for the electricals and everything like that. So yeah. And then number 2, all this shit doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You get when you start that off, you get your first client, and then when you're starting off, don't get discouraged when you get your next client like 4 months after.
Oh wow.
That's part of the business.
Yeah. Wow. Damn. That is hard because you have to pretty much make sure the money you got from one job can last you, and budget that because you don't have consistent income until the business starts rolling, right?
Yeah, when you're starting a business, let's say you want to get into this business, make sure you have another type of income, because it's not gonna happen in a week. It's not gonna happen in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So you better have contingencies before you can say, yeah, I can live in this. But then again, it's better to have like 2 or 3.
This is a question I asked many people. How important was college to what you're doing now? Because some people say you gotta go to school, you gotta do this, you gotta
All right. Education is important. I'm not against that.
Okay.
But I think I never finished my college.
I mean, hey, me and you both. me and you both.
Not finishing shouldn't be a hindrance to success.
That's a very good point, because some people make an excuse for themselves. They say, no, just because I didn't finish college, I'm not that successful, this and that, and then me and you both know you have to literally try to deviate and try to do something. Let's move on to the Genesis. I know you've liked cars for a very long time. I know this already.
Yeah, a really long time.
Why make it into a business? I know it's a passion, but what made you transition into, let's make this company up Genesis audio systems?
when I first started, nobody was installing the shit I want the way I want it
Right,
and
right.
the way it should be.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then like, well, I couldn't afford the labor for all the people. I wasn't making that much.
Yeah. Necessity. So you have to learn it on your own.
Yeah, I needed to learn my own. So, and then I don't know. One step. One step was that, and then after a while, it started to get pretty serious because I was invited by my friend to go to some trainings and all that. Yeah, we were going to other places out of the country just to do judge all these car shows and all that.
Is it is it mainly on the like sound quality, the SPL and all that stuff?
Yeah. I do specifically audio.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, like it's not like I can't do I can't do other stuff, but well, if you're gonna master one thing, then you stick to that one thing alone.
Of course, yeah. I believe that. I mean, no matter how good the car is, I don't like driving fast, like super fast.
Right.
So I prefer having a nice sound system, nice like. I want to make it seem as if I'm in a concert hall. Like that's how good the quality I want. Clarity is better for me. Clarity, mid-range, and bass is a good mix, but too much bass, it's it's not too good. Some people think it's cool. The noobs think it's cool.
Oh yeah.
When they drive by. Oh, me too. I thought, let me just put a lot of bass and then I thought it was cool to have the trunk rattle. But then eventually you start seeing people are really into it, and it's like, shit, I can hear this guy sounds clear, like very far away. Like I mean, it's a concert, and then.
Plus, you hear some things that you don't in other systems.
Yes.
That's the magic right there. I mean.
You've been around there so long, so you can tell which one's a decent system, a great system, and like get out of here. Get out of here.
With the audio thing, it's not that it's not that lucrative.
You
don't do it to make a living,
right?
Because I mean, here in Dumaguete, it's not like Manila.
Right.
I have a few colleagues in Manila.
Mm-hmm.
They're they have a lot of cars, Lexuses and Mercedes, and they're just doing audio.
I mean, that's their business?
Yeah, that's their only business.
Oh, wow.
Because, a lot of people there spend minimum of $500,000 on a car.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he has that for he has one or two of those a week, so that's let's say at most at least you get 15%.
Yeah.
Of that. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's in Manila.
Yeah. How hard is it to get stuff exported over there, like high-end sounds and stuff? Is it very hard, or can you get it? Is it
really.
Like JL Audio? You can get it right away over there, or no?
Yeah, I actually have a supplier. I have I have 4 W13s. No, 13 W7s right now.
Oh wow, very nice.
F-150.
Oh wow, very nice, man. Like, what's the hottest car you ever hooked up?
Okay, there are a few Landcruisers.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, a few Landcruisers. Well, it wasn't my project; it was my friend's project.
Right.
But I got to help out. There was this in Cebu. It's not. The car wasn't here in Dumaguete. It was a G-Wagon. That shit.
Ooh. Wow.
That shit was nice.
Oh, wow. I want to segue into, like, you were talking about getting, like, when you first started. How was it first in both businesses to acquire your first customer? How hard was it to acquire your first customer?
Well, for the CCTV, you had to prepare your shit.
Yeah.
You had to do a demo. You had to explain. I mean, one of our biggest customers was Bethel.
Yes, Mr. Kang.
I think Mr. Kang.
Yeah.
So I was lucky enough to have him, I think, within my first 5.
Wow.
Yeah, I was that lucky because I brought to him. Well, I do well. Other than my dad's business was retail, right?
Yeah.
Retail. So basically, he was the one who invested in me.
Wow.
To do our own system. So I was like, yeah, I want to get this. I want to get all this, the newer ones, so we can experiment and then see the result, right? So that in a way prepared me for when we started on Bethel. So I was introducing newer, because you know how Mr. Kang is. He's like, cutting edge. He wants it.
No, yeah, he's an older guy, but he's still on. He wants to be on top of everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you have good enough funds to play with. You
don't think about how much it costs.
No, it's like do it. Wait until you come up with a 3D CCTV. Just do it. Just put it in. Put it in. But did you ever feel nervous doing it? Like approaching someone and be like, "Listen, I got this service." Was it nerve-wracking? Was it like weird in the beginning, awkward in the beginning?
It was, because nobody knows you, man.
Yeah.
Nobody knows you, so yeah. Some people, it's not like it's not like 1,000, 2,000 pesos.
Oh yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
So, you give your down payment and then what?
Yeah. So
it's not that easy. Major advantage for me was Christia. My partner?
Yes.
Because she came from sales. She handled all those people. I do the planning and all that, but I'm not that good with, talking to them, making them, spend more. Why do we need to spend more?
Like, being that I grew up in Dumaguete for not as long as you, what do you prefer? Dumaguete or city life or Manila life or Cebu life?
Nah, I prefer Dumaguete. I'm the island boy, right here.
Yeah. How do other Filipinos look at people from Negros or Dumaguete? Do you see them as like, oh, that's like the laid back people? Or what is the view on the,
Well, yeah. I have a few friends from bigger cities, and they're like, oh, you're from Dumaguete? And then they visited once or twice,
Right.
They like, I like that city, everything's so relaxed. And
wow.
Well, yeah, it is true, because it's more, slower paced here.
Yeah.
I think you know that.
Yeah.
I think you can wake up at like 9 a.m., start your day, and then,
for me, like, in living in Dumaguete, for me, is awesome because it's like you can go do your work and still go to the beach the same day. I've never lived in Manila, but I'm sure Dumaguete and other places like that are places that people in Manila go to for vacation.
Because, when you live in Manila, for half a day you stay in traffic.
Yeah.
And half a day
Oh, yeah.
I'm serious.
I heard like a 30-minute, 1-hour ride can turn into like 4 hours.
All right, yeah, that's for real. That's for real. That's why sound systems are a big thing over there.
Would you ever consider taking JC Surveillance to Manila, like having an office there, because the money's there and even gas over there? Genesis, would you consider taking over there?
Genesis, I would.
Okay.
But JC, I'm not sure.
Right.
Because the market over there, I think, is more saturated than it is over here. Speaking
about saturation, is the Dumaguete market saturated as of now when it comes to CCTV and IT, or is it still opening up?
It's not as saturated as bigger cities, but there are a few already. It's all about establishing your client market.
Okay.
Most of my clients are, return clients.
Okay.
They're not the newer ones.
Okay.
Most of them are return clients. Most of them, because once you start off with one client that has multiple establishments,
Right.
you can't do it all at once. So
Right.
it'll be.
Do you ever see Dumaguete or Negros in general having a cap for competition for in your industry? Like, do you think there's always going to be room for everyone who wants to do that business to grow?
I think there'll always be room. It's never gonna be. It's never gonna be like one person owns everything.
Okay.
It's not gonna be like Sarah.
Yeah. Like that. That's what I was referring to. Something like that, where you're the guy. Like you're the guy that takes care of everything. Because generally speaking, you can transition into commercial and residential, and there's always houses going up all the time. Have you left your house lately?
Yeah, I have, because I've been doing paperwork on the store in the Changi. Even though that's all completely legal and all that.
Right.
But then again, they're required to do a few more permits just to open for this period of time.
How I'm sure it's stagnated the other business you have, but in generally speaking, in Dumaguete, how has COVID-19 affected everything over there from your point of view?
I think business here is crippled. Economy's not that really good right now.
Right.
A lot of things are closed, like a lot. Like
Right.
From the establishments you see, from the last time you were here.
Right.
Like Zenith, City Hardware, all that
Oh
shit.
wow! Even Rusi in them?
Rusi, I think, is closed also.
That's a lot of loss for the workers as well as the business person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you optimistic? When have they brought the quarantine there till? Is it May or April 30 or what is it over there?
They're saying it's up until May 30. I tend to think realistically, and I think it's not going to be over in May 30.
Yeah, some people here are projecting sometime even in August, when everything's
Right.
That's what's happening here right now in New York. New York is the biggest hit one right now with the COVID. New York's getting hit hard with everything, but
yeah, you should go out.
No, I only go home, work home, and then even my office, I only stay there for like an hour, 2 hours, and I come home. I usually ask some people, but do you think the move the international airport, is it better in Bacong or in a different location?
I am gonna be a bit biased here.
Okay.
Because with my connections to the third district.
Yeah. I know.
I think they're doing a really good job.
Right. I believe that's gonna be the next booming part of Negros.
Right.
Because it's more of the borderline to Oriental and Occidental.
Yeah.
So the commerce over there makes more sense when it comes to, as long as they have the infrastructure set up over there, it will take away from the hecticness of Bacong and Dumaguete. So at least the spread for business will be very good.
It's gonna be like Metro Manila. Metro Manila isn't big.
Yeah.
I mean, it's small, but then everything's.
I already know no business person in Dumaguete is going to push back their property to make bigger lanes. It's probably not gonna happen.
No, not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. No one's going to be like, okay, yeah, I'll give up 10 meters of my property, so they'll build a four lane. So I don't think Dumaguete will ever look like a Makati or anything like that, or like super. But
we are not prepared for that. We were not prepared for that.
No, the Forbes list I think Dumaguete hitting the Forbes list made it the surge of foreigners going in there. So
really?
Yeah, because when it hit 7. Around 2008, 2009, I think, when it hits like 7th place to retire, it boosted up. Then when it hit to 4 and 5, it really boosted up. So I don't know if you remember back then, 2008, 2009, 2010, there were upsurge of resorts coming up. Dumaguete was Dumaguete was being featured in magazines and places. You saw it, especially in like when they did the whole "It's more fun in the Philippines." Dumaguete was one of those places to visit, because in New York City, you saw buses with plastered tarps and stickers on cars and buses saying "It's more fun in the Philippines." Once,
Really?
yeah, especially like in the Queens area. That's where I think that's like the second largest concentration of Filipinos. And then Filipinos marry foreigners, and then shit happens. So before we end, let's plug in your information, contact information, email, whatever. I'm gonna put it down here in the bottom, but go ahead.
All right. For DC Surveillance and Genesis Audio, you can get a free code from us. From your establishment. Want advice? We give it for free. No commitments. We look at your place. We tell you, although we don't give you the plans, because that's a different story, but we tell you what's needed, the materials needed. We give you a code, that's for free. We tell you what's wrong, what's right. Okay, that's for the CCTV. Then it's the same thing for the audio. If you need an upgrade on your stereo, everything. From players, speakers. If you want advice, not advice on love or shit like that, but advice on your stereo, then you can call me. My number is 0998-178-2363. Our email, I forgot the email for the CCTV, because Christian does it. So for email for the Genesis, it's genesisaudio2015@gmail.com. So yeah.
Very good.